He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gadget Professor. My name is Don Baine, and of course, I'm the Gadget Professor. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are on show 140. I appreciate everybody watching the Gadget Professor. Do you know that we're actually heard in 167 countries around the world? And I thank you very much for doing that. Family safe, family friendly, and it's always an enjoyable show, I hope. If you want to tune into the Gadget Professor, the easiest way to watch me, I guess, is just go to thegadgetprofessor.com. You want to make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter. That's about halfway down. You'll see a little button that says newsletter. Pop your email address in there. I don't sell them. I don't give them away. What happens is that email address, every Thursday night when I do a new show, it comes out Arizona time, somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock at night, Arizona time, in your inbox. As soon as the show is posted, you will get the show notes. Essentially what that is it's just a list of everything that we talk about on every show, hot links, so if you see a product or an article or something that you're interested in as you're watching or listening to the Gadget Professor, you just click on that and boom, it takes you right to that page. So that's an easy thing to do, and you should do it. Also, I want to tell you that you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. Yes, you can follow me on Facebook. Actually, I'm going to start posting a lot more pictures, especially from CES, on my Facebook page. So it's Facebook.com/The Gadget Professor. And last but not least, my favorite page, Rebel Mouse, which would be rebelmouse.com/Gadget Professor. That takes all our tweets. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that's @Gadget Professor. You can follow me on Twitter. I tweet several hundred times a day at this point. And what the Rebel Mouse page does is it takes everything that I've tweeted about, and it actually shows you a pictorial of all the coolest gadgets as soon as they come up. Within hours, it's on this site. I check this site frequently because there's some cool things I don't know about. And from my tweeting and from the research and the robots that we have that pull in all the gadgets from all over the world, I learn a lot, and I kind of pick out what I'm going to do. By the way, I'm scrolling down here, and I see the Nest NEST thermostat right there, and they were just bought out this week by Google. Very interesting. Some people actually think that Google has bought Nest to implant little teeny cameras that are actually going to spy on you. That's what I hear. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumor out there. We shall see. Well, I'm fresh back from CES. You can take down the Rebel Mouse page there, Mike. I'm fresh back from CES with Wildman Mike. We were there for 4 days last week, and I hope you enjoyed the coverage on TPN.TV. In fact, if you go to TPN.TV, you can see all the videos that were posted, and there are actually hundreds of them. I myself did about 20, 30 different interviews there. I saw some really cool things, and what's cool about attending CES is very shortly, I think probably starting next week, I'm going to have people that I met at CES actually appear on the show with some cool gadgets, and today's gadget actually was something that I had not known was available, and we're going to review that today, take a peek at that at camera 2, and this is a very cool Power Bank 6000 Quick Start by myCharge, and this little puppy is very cool, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, if you folks remember, last week I did a quick Gadget Professor show because I was at CES, so I kind of gave you a tour of the equipment and things like that. I did meet the folks from Dropcam, and they will be on the show shortly with some very cool stuff. We'll have some cool offers, I'm sure, for you, so keep that in mind. And actually, the week before last, show 138, if you recall, I started talking about the Brino camera, time-lapse camera. Well, I actually, just this second, when I got into the studio, picked up the Brino camera from Michael, and I have not even looked at the videos that we captured on that, so I haven't even seen the time-lapse movies that we took of the setup and actually the interviews at CES. I did see one little clip when we first were there, and it was really cool, but I haven't seen the rest of them. So I actually met the folks from Brino, and they had watched the episode. They knew me when I walked up to the booth. They said, "Oh, you're that gadget guy, the Gadget Professor." I said, "Yes." I was honored that they even watched the show, and they loved it. And they are actually, I think, going to be on next week. So that's going to be very cool, very cool. And we're going to have some specials on the Brio camera, and they have a product line like you wouldn't believe. I was very, very impressed with the product line and the folks that are behind that product line. Very impressive. And they'll be on shortly, either next week or the week after, and you won't want to miss that show. They got some really cool things that I think you'll be very interested in. So we have a different kind of episode today. I'm going to run through some free pieces of software, and then I have 2 videos that I'm going to show you. I'll show you one video I'll reference, and you could watch that on your own, and we'll get to that in a minute. But to start off the day, everybody knows that Target was hacked, and you know that I frequently talk about situations where people and companies are hacked, and you think your information is safe, you think your credit card, your debit card. Well, first they try to cover it up, Target, and then it was too big of a operation to cover up. It was 40 million people, and then about a week later you heard, sorry, it wasn't 40 million, it was actually 70 million, almost double. 70 million people. And here's a very in-depth article that just came out today. I'll post this on the show notes, but it tells how they were hacked. And essentially, they believe that a company just bought a hack program, which was very cheap to buy, and installed it on the Target server, and that was the end of that. And they feel that well, you can read the article. It might have been the Russians. There's a lot of different ideas as to who actually did it, and they know at this point. But if I was a Target shopper, which I'm not for no particular reason, but if my card was compromised, they're offering a free year's security service to monitor, free credit monitoring for a year. If it were me, I would demand at least 5 years because they can keep those cards for a long time. And there's a lot of people that are hurting from that. And Target came out with a full-page ad in the Arizona Republic, which isn't one of the best newspapers in the world, but they did come out with a full-page ad, and I'm sure it was across the United States, that said, no one will be liable for 1 penny. We'll make good on everything, and that remains to be seen. So enough about that. Let's move on. I don't make this stuff up. I do not name this software. This is called Belly. And Belly is the world's best loyalty program. I think they could have picked a better name, but what do I know? Your business is about to hit a whole new level. Get Belly for your business. Well, what this is you could earn points and get rewards for doing what you do best, being a loyal customer. And this app is available on the Android and the the Android and the iPhone. And it will show you what companies that you are near that offer up belly bargains, if you will, and you can keep track of your points. You can see your business rewards. You can find Belly businesses, and you can view your Belly history. So check that app out. It looks kind of fun, and if you have a business, you may want to get on Belly to put your business on there. But there's a lot of free offers, according to the website, that you could sample things that you know you like at the nearest Belly locations near you. And if you click on this button, you will find where those locations are. So looked like a fun app. It was free, harmless, and who knows, maybe you get a free hamburger somewhere. Now, rolling right along, we talked about a little bit about people getting hacked, and when you go on an internet site and you're placing an order, you're always worried: am I secure? Am I not secure? What are they going to do with this stuff? Well, this is a piece of free software. It's called HTTPS Everywhere. The S stands for security, by the way. And HTTPS Everywhere is a Firefox, Chrome, and Opera extension that encrypts your communications with many major websites, making your browsing more secure. Encrypt the web, install HTTPS Everywhere today. So you can install this add-on on the Firefox browser, your Chrome browser, or on your Opera browser, and this will essentially keep you safe. And it works on it's a collaborative between what's called the Tor project and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. If you're not familiar with Tor, It's a free kind of operating system. It was based in Linux, I think. I'm pretty sure it was. And they will make free, you can build it yourself, systems that will firewall, double firewall your security connection, your connection that you have in your house, your internet connection. It's pretty involved, but it's pretty thorough. No one can see what's going out. No one can see what's coming in. But this will essentially be an app that will encrypt that and give you an extra layer of security, which you may want, and it is free. So you'll want to check that out. And then I'm sure there have been many times when you've actually wanted to use an email address to either get a catalog or look at something or get something back. And you now have the ability, you've had this ability for a while, to have a false, email address. So this is called mail drop, and essentially no sign-up is required. Mail drop is free for anyone to use when you need a quick disposable email address, and this pretty much explains how it works. It's maildrop.cc, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but needless to say, there will be situations. What's your default reaction when you see the statement in a page that, or an app that someone asks you a question? For a large amount of people, the sudden feeling of unease, dread, or mistrust immediately washes over them, and for a good reason. Email was once valued communication medium online, blah, 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 but Mail Drop to the rescue. Mail Drop is a free throwaway email address. It's temporary. It's translucent. I'm sorry, it's not translucent. It's transient, which means it's on the move. And it's disposable. It's meant for those times when you don't want to give out your real email address. Just give someone any email address in the maildrop.cc domain. Come back here, put in the mail address, and you could see in that box. So Mail Drop has no sign-ins, no passwords, and it's designed for no security, so don't put important stuff there. So check that out. It's an interesting app. Now, the next two pieces of information are kind of cool. This is a relatively new website, and it is called Noise Trade. All the music on Noise Trade is free, but if you like what you hear, all you got to do is leave the band a tip. A little money, a little generosity goes a long way. So you can tip them $5, $1, a nickel, whatever you want. But here's a way to get free, brand new music of some really cool, very talented people that just don't have the bucks to have an ad agency and a PR agent driving their music. So we all know that there's tons of talented musicians out there, and they never achieve superstardom, and we know why. But the internet now brings them a way to put their creativity up on the internet to allow folks like ourselves to listen to it for free. And if we like what we hear, we can pay them for it. So there is a ton of stuff out there. And if you're looking for something that's different, something that's not the run-of-the-mill, this is local bands that are trying to make it big, or bands that will make it big. So definitely check it out. And sometimes it's good to listen to something new rather than the mainstream. And for all of those people out there who have paid for Spotify, it is now 100% free. Check this out. This is music for everyone. Spotify is now free on mobile, tablet, and computer. Listen to the right music wherever you are. Get Spotify for free. I don't need to say any more. Check this out. It is a phenomenal site. All your music is here. Spotify gives you millions of songs at your fingertips. The artists you love, the latest hits, the new discoveries, just for you. Hit play to stream anytime you like. Definitely check Spotify out. You will be glad that you did, and it's free. Now, I debated over covering this for a while for a lot of reasons, but I decided to show the video because it's up on YouTube anyway. But my cousin Dennis had actually sent me this video, not this one, but the next one. And what it is about, it's about a gentleman whose house burned down because of a 9-volt battery. That's correct, a 9-volt battery, the typical 9-volt battery that you put in your fire alarm that hangs from the wall. And every year at daylight savings time, or whatever holiday you pick, you would change the batteries, as I do. 4th of July, I always change the batteries in my smoke detectors. And what this gentleman did is he changed the batteries, and then he took the battery and just flipped it in the trash, and in the recyclable trash, because the batteries have some nasty stuff in them. You don't want to really send them back into the landfills. There's proper ways to dispose of those. In any event, he threw the battery away, and a week later, when he threw something on top of it, the 9-volt battery tab shorted out and started a fire and burned his house down. Fortunately, no one was injured, but it's a horrific story. Now, I'm not going to show that. I'll show a little bit of it, but what I'm going to show you, which you may not have been aware of, is how easy it is to start a fire with a 9-volt battery. So I'm going to run this. This is on YouTube, and it's pretty amazing.
Welcome to this episode of Outside Fun, where I'll be showing you how to start a fire using some steel wool and a 9-volt battery. Although I wouldn't consider this method a true survival technique, since the chances of actually having steel wool and a 9-volt battery on you in a survival situation are probably quite low, there are some notable advantages to using this method. The main one being that steel wool can be ignited under any type of weather condition. So if your box of matches becomes soggy and unusable in the rain, steel wool is able to save the day. Plus, it's good to bring steel wool on your camping trips anyway, because if you're not using it to light fires, you'll be able to scrub your camping pots with it. When you buy the steel wool, you'll want to make sure that you select the finest grade that you can. Here you can see I have the super fine grade. Thicker grades of steel wool won't work nearly as well. And as for the 9-volt battery goes, any brand will work. Now, when burning steel wool,
Look at that.
I'd like to caution you.
Essentially
Common
shorts
sense
out the
tells me
battery,
that it
sparks,
is
starts a
probably
fire.
not the best idea to breathe the smoke from the steel wool as it burns. So do your best to avoid doing that. I gathered a tinder bundle together consisting mainly of dried
pretty
cattail
scary,
fluff,
really, to see
dried
how easy
birch
it is.
bark, and wood shavings. And here I'm pulling the steel wool apart and tucking the fibers into my tinder bundle. The steel wool fibers will ignite much better if you pull them apart and fluff them up, so to speak. Now all that I have to do is touch the two 9-volt connectors to the steel wool and it instantly ignites. As the steel wool burns, I blow on it until the tinder bundle bursts into flames. Within seconds, I have a fire.
All right, so you get the general idea of what's
And
going
all I
on
have
there.
to do now is
There's
keep
not
feeding the
much
fire
to it
with
to
wood
start a
until
fire.
it's big enough
Good
for what I
camping trick for you if you're ever out there freezing, and even if the steel wool gets wet, all you do is need a 9-volt battery and a little tinder that's dry, and bam, you got a fire. So that's the premise of how it will start a fire, and a lot of people never realized, I never realized how easy those batteries could ignite. Now, the actual video, and I'm not going to run through it because it's about 6 minutes, but I'll just start it a little bit, and I'm just going to pull through it. This will be on the show notes, but here's
And
the
it
guy
started
whose
from
house
what was a
burned down, and he's
life-saving
actually
device, a
explaining
smoke detector.
how it happened.
Actually, it
and
was the 9-volt
his
battery
house
inside
burned
of my
down to
smoke
the
detector.
ground. It's pretty
It
scary,
marked the bag,
and it's a true story. So
dispose of the 9-volt
I'll let
battery.
that up
I wanna show
there
you
on the
what
show
that
notes,
is.
and you can take a look at it. And it's just interesting to know good survival technique if you need it some point in time, and also it's good to know that you need to dispose of those 9-volt batteries in a very careful, proper manner. What this gentleman suggested, and I agree, is just take a piece of electrical tape and just put it over the contacts when you go to dispose of it. Better yet, when you get rid of all your old TVs and your old electrical junk, electronic junk, and recycle that, throw those batteries in there, but just put a little bit of electrical tape on the top of it so those contacts don't make contact with something that will spark a fire. So we did mention as two episodes ago, episode 138, that we will be talking about the Brio camera, and I'm in process, as I mentioned, of taking a look at the videos, the time-lapse videos that we had from CES. I can't wait to check them out. As soon as I get off the air, I'm going to put them in and take a look at them and see what we got. But we will have Chris on from Brio, I keep saying Brio, next week probably. And as I said, they have an amazing product line. And one of the things I saw at the show, I'll just give you a sample because it's a very exciting product to me, is they make a peephole activator. And essentially, if you have a door with a peephole through it, just a piece of glass on each side, they make a device that you could just unscrew the peephole yourself, just unscrew it. They give you a new peephole. It goes right in the old hole. And then on the back, they have this actual camera, if you will, that allows you to see full vision who's at the door and record it. And there's a bunch of other things it does. It's really cool. What a great safety device. So we'll cover that probably next week. And now let's get right to the gadget of the day. And this is made by a company called myCharge. I just found out about it, this particular model, at CES, and there's several things that I like about it. So this is a very brief video that I will run, and then we'll take a quick peek at it and see how much it costs.
The myCharge Hub series is designed for the tech-savvy individual who's looking for the ultimate portable power solution, delivering power on the go, anytime, anywhere. With myCharge Hub, you can leave your cables and connectors at home. All models feature a built-in Apple Lightning cable, micro USB cable, and a USB port to charge up to 3 devices at once, such as smartphones, tablets, e-readers, and more. The myCharge Hub series is available in 3 sizes, extending your talk time from 13 hours to as many as 40 hours, depending on model. Integrated cables and covers protect the port from dirt and moisture, while the built-in wall prongs on the 6000 and 9000 models deliver high-speed recharging, so you're never without power. The Hub is the essential power solution for tech-savvy, multiple device-carrying gadget junkies. The Hub's got you covered.
So there you have it. Let's take a close-up look at it right now. We'll go to camera 2, and this is what the device looks like. It's probably about 6 inches high by maybe 1.5 inches deep, and very stylish. They come in a variety of different colors, and quite frankly, there's some things that are quite unique about it. And the first thing that struck me as being very cool is actually on this side right here. And if you just pull this tab up right here, guess what we have? The wall charger. So I don't have to bring a wire to charge the device. There it is. I just plug the entire charger in the wall, and it charges super fast because the charger's built right in this, and I don't have to bring another wire or lose something or forget something. So the charger's built right in it. I love that. And that tab, plastic tab, just covers up like so. Now, on the back side, or on the top side, shall we say, if I have any type of a USB that needs to be charged, I take my wire, put it in this USB port, and bango, I'm charging. It's as simple as that. How do you turn it on? Well, that's pretty easy. Right here, if you just click once, you'll see that that's solid green. I think you could see that. And that just means that it's fully charged. If you click it and hold it in for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, let's give it 4 seconds, it's actually on now. And what's cool about this charger, like no other charger that I have seen, is these tabs are built right into it. And they're not actually tabs, they're wires. And what these wires will do for you is prevent you from forgetting a wire. So you can charge your iPhone with the Thunderbolt cable here, the lightning connector, if you will. And then on this side, you have the micro USB connector. So whether you have an iPhone or an Android, you're able to just plug it in here, and you can charge two phones, your iPhone and your Android if you want, or anything that will connect to the micro USB connector, which is right here. And again, here's your Apple connector, the lightning connector. And at the same time, you can charge another item in the USB port. So you've got 3 opportunities to charge something. You don't have to charge 3 at the same time. But what's nice about this is it's all contained. There's no wires to bring, there's no wires to forget, there's no wires to lose, and it works quite well. Now, the other thing that you need to know is these come in 3 configurations. And as I've covered other chargers, the milliamps is very important. So the larger the battery, the more milliamps you have. This particular one is 6,000, I believe, yes. And this particular model is the 0603, and this actually puts out 5 volts DC, which is the standard, and it puts out 1 amp. And it also will put out a 2.1 amp charge for the iPhone, and the other chargers are actually 1 amp. and it has a 500 milliamp micro USB connector. That's what they're calling this, getting very technical. But the main thing that you need to know is that this is a 6,000 milliamps. They make a 9,000 and they make a 3,000. If I was going to buy one, I would buy the biggest one that I could get, which would be the 9,000. This one happens to be the 6,000, but it looks the same, maybe a tad heavier. And it's a really cool device. And no wires. That's the best thing. How many times have you gone somewhere and not have the right plug? How many times have you left the wire in the hotel and forgot about it? It's a real pain. So this will fit in your purse, in your pocket, wherever you want it to go, your briefcase. It works flawless. It recharges real quick. Now, I might want to mention that every charger made, no matter who makes it, no matter what brand, they don't last forever. There's a specification, let's say, that will tell you how many recharges this will take. So I don't know how many this is, but it might be 500, which means you can drain this and recharge this 500 times. After 500 times, the battery will not retain a full charge. So if you own a power supply, again, no matter what kind of portable power supply it is, and the battery all of a sudden doesn't charge fully, let's say you were getting, 2 hours of charge or 3 hours of charge, and now you're getting half that, that's the problem. The lithium battery is shot. Now, where do you get them? myCharge is available pretty much anywhere. If you go to Costco, this is $89 for the 6,000 milliamp charger, and oddly enough, if you go to Amazon, it's $78.74. It's rare that you'll see Amazon actually cheaper than Costco, but that is definitely the case. They're the exact same charger, so I highly recommend it. They're very stylish, got a lot of colors, works real well, no wires, simple to charge, plug it in the wall, and away you go. So I hope you enjoyed today's Gadget Professor. I look forward to seeing everybody next Thursday evening. So long from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.